Joining us now is somebody who has watched all of this play out over the years, Utah Senator Mike Lee. Senator, great to have you with us this morning. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Where do you think all this stands right now?
Well, I think it's an absolute free-fall and chaos. By the way, I would add here, it's really novel to have a party touting something as a slimmed-down budget version when they're spending only $1.75 trillion. Look, every single cent of this is borrowed, which means, in effect, every cent of it is going to be printed, which means all of it is going to further inflate the U.S. dollar, further impoverishing poor and middle-class Americans who will find everything they buy more expensive. Moreover, this isn't a bill. This is a framework. This is a framework that the president said he needed so that he can feel comfortable leaving on his trip to go to Scotland and negotiate yet another deal that will make life difficult and more expensive for poor middle-class Americans.
Yeah, I understand your opposition to it and the reasons that you lay out for that. Just politically, when you look at what's happening right now, there was some suggestion this morning, oh, well, if we can just get the infrastructure deal through. And we've heard all along, progressives, no way, we want this to be a two, we want both of it, infrastructure and human infrastructure, or nothing. So then there was a suggestion this morning that was, oh, well, if we get infrastructure through, then we're going to go back for human infrastructure and we're going to do it without the two senators, meaning Manchin and Sinema. How would that work?
Their science, their logic, their math doesn't really work out. All of that said, look, I'm thrilled to see that the Democratic Party is dissembling in this way, because they've overreached their hand. And the two of you stated it perfectly a moment ago. They've overplayed, they've overimagined their own majority. It's only a 50-50 majority in the Senate. And in the House, it's the thinnest of margins. So this isn't going to work. They've overplayed their hand. The American people are starting to see that they've all been made poorer by the Democrats' excessive spending patterns. And this is going to fail. I'll celebrate it when it does.
So, yeah, and it seems like Ilhan Omar sort of gave away a little bit of what the back and forth has been here, which is, well, he can have the framework and he can take that on his trip to Europe. And that will be, what he can arrive there and say, I've got a framework, we're getting closer. And then they'll hammer it out in the next 2 to 7 days after he gets back, and we'll see what happens then. I want to just replay a little bit of your exchange yesterday with Merrick Garland. This was a bruising, really awful session for Merrick Garland yesterday. Your side of the aisle was very hard on him in going after this question of parents and labeling them potentially domestic terrorists. This is Biden leaving. I just want to bring in this live moment as we watch this. Boy, he's got a lot ahead of him. President Biden early morning today on Capitol Hill, and then he's going to head to Rome, where we just saw Peter Doocy, and he'll arrive at 2 a.m. Rome time there and get ready for his meeting with the Pope. So the president's got a lot on his plate as we watch this live shot and linger on this for just a moment as we get a sense of the tension and the full court press that's going on Capitol Hill. Big moment for Democrats, big moment for the president. He's got to pull out at least an infrastructure deal here, or else the window gets very slim as you head towards the midterms. And he's got a majority in both houses and the White House. You got to have something to show for that. And that's the pressure that's on him right now. That being said, let's go back to this soundbite of Senator Lee and Merrick Garland yesterday to remind everybody of what that was like in there. Watch this.
The very opening line of your memo says, in recent months, there's been a disturbing spike in harassment, intimidation, and threats of violence against school administrators.
The memo is aimed only at violence and threats of violence. It states on its face that vigorous debate is protected.
What about harassment and intimidation? Are those federal crimes?
They are federal crimes.
So Merrick Garland's response on that was difficult. Basically, it sounded like they did almost nothing to substantiate that claim that there was a dangerous uptick in violence or harassment as a result of these meetings, Senator.
They did almost nothing to follow up on it. They responded immediately with a memo threatening and intimidating parents who show up to school board meetings. They acknowledged, moreover, that they really couldn't identify a single example, not one single example, of where someone had actually been threatened with violence. Moreover, they couldn't identify any reason why this had to be federalized. They've weaponized the Department of Justice, and they've done so for purposes of threatening, intimidating, and harassing those who don't support the leftist position. That's wrong. It's not what I expected from Attorney General Garland, and the American people should expect more.
There's Nancy Pelosi and the president as they leave Capitol Hill. Obviously, both of them, each of them has a lot at stake in this dynamic. I want to circle back to this because this is clearly the biggest story of the morning here. If the infrastructure bill, which has already passed the Senate, if they can get it through on the House side, I guess the first question there is, do you think there are enough Republicans on the House side, I don't know how much of a pulse you have on this, to agree to that infrastructure bill to get it passed? That's the first question.
I don't believe that they should, because if they do, that signals yet another indication. That's another data point that they can use to get the whole package passed. We don't want that to happen. So Republicans shouldn't vote for that. Plus, it spends over $1 trillion, again, that we can't afford, that's borrowed.
And what about on the Senate side? If they do get it through, how would they get this human infrastructure side of the bill passed without Manchin and Sinema? Where would they get those votes?
They couldn't. This is science fiction fantasy. They can dream about it, but they can't do it. Deep down, they know it.
All right, just toggling between these two stories, because I do have one more question for you on the Garland issue. So now that he's made it through these hearings, do you expect that there'll be any rescinding of that memo? It sounded from Lisa Monaco this week as if, you know, they're going to stick with it. They're going to continue to monitor these parents.
I urge and implore Attorney General Garland to rescind the October 4th memo. Look, this memo by the National School Board Association was issued on a Wednesday. The Attorney General Garland memo was issued the following Monday, just 4 or 5 days after the original memo, which has now been rescinded. It's not backed up by a scintilla of evidence of a single threat of violence. It needs to be rescinded, and I call upon the Attorney General to do precisely that.
Senator Mike Lee, thank you, sir.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.